5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. The Knott County Central speech team is celebrating a state title, and some are now preparing to compete nationally. WYMT's Chaz Jenkins sat down with the award-winning team today.
A successful season, despite several years of virtual competition.
Which means speech has gone from what we know it to be, performing live in front of people and getting feedback, to having to record their speeches or perform live on like a live chat sort of thing.
A difficult challenge for some members to rise above.
You're so used to being in front of a whole room of people when you perform, and then suddenly all of that was taken away and it was just the performing aspect. So you did get to focus a lot more on the performance.
Proud of her team, sticking through the thick and thin.
It's been a very hard few years, and a lot of people quit speech as soon as it got hard to, keep up with. But my team's been really good at supporting each other.
Taking the state title, some members competing on a national level.
I mean, everyone there is the best of the best, and so, but I just got to keep my head high and be confident in what I know that I'm good at, and just do my very best. That's all I can do.
Presley Moore taking her informative speaking event to nationals.
That just involves props, and it's pretty much just you inform a crowd about a certain topic that you feel that they should know about, and my speech is about dreams.
Hoping their victories will continue their legacy.
Inspire students in the grade schools and middle schools to continue doing this so that we can build our team and continue to let their talents add to our success.
Hoping for another good season in 2023. In Knott County, Chaz Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Nationals will be held in Louisville this year. Stacy says that will take place June 11th through the 17th.
Clouds and a dreary start around the mountains this morning, but it's turned into an absolutely fantastic afternoon and evening around the mountains outside at the moment. I-75 at Mount Vernon, all is quiet, nothing but blue sky out there. Something we're going to continue to see as we head through the evening hours. Out front at WYMT, still no cloud cover. Maybe something in the distance, there's some high clouds, but otherwise still perfectly sunny. Upper 50s and low 60s around the mountains this afternoon. It's below average, but not too bad out there as we run through the remainder of the mountains. Pinpoint Doppler, clean sweep, high pressure moving in. The last of our showers from yesterday pushing up into New England. So as we head into tonight, low 40s, mostly clear and cool around the mountains. We've got some more cool weather, some more cool nights, and some potential showers coming up in, and I'll have the details on that coming up in just a few minutes. But Steve's got some news now on some rough weather yesterday. Steve?
Yeah, parts of Louisville appears to have been hardest hit by last night's storms that moved across the state. There was some damage, extensive damage in the Fern Creek area. Several homes there had damage. This morning, the National Weather Service confirmed an EF1 tornado. No one was hurt in the storms, but many areas remain without power. Jefferson County schools canceled today because multiple schools were without electricity. People in other parts of the state are also cleaning up after last night's storms. No major damage was reported in and around Lexington, but trees were knocked down in some neighborhoods. Thousands remain without power across the state. One man said the winds blew a tree over just in front of his front door.
I heard the rain first, okay, and then obviously I hear the wind. 15 minutes later, the tree's down, and it all, had happened that quickly.
At last check, about 1,500 people were still without power just in Fayette County. Governor Andy Beshear gave an update on COVID cases today. Now, every county, as you can see here, is still green except one. Green means cases are low. Anderson County, west of Lexington, is the Commonwealth's only county out of 120 to not be ranked a low COVID community level. Instead, it's at a medium. Now, this is obviously good news because there was a time, you'll remember, when that map was virtually all red, meaning cases were high.
This is a good map. That whole map's been red for a long, long time. We are in the best place in this pandemic since last summer.
The positivity rate is up a little bit, but still very low, especially compared to where it was a few months ago. A group of students at the University of Pikeville are working to change campus culture and have recently begun a new project. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from UPike's Campus for Change organization and its newest time capsule project.
In 2020, one UPike student began discussing the Black Lives Matter movement on social media shortly after the murder of George Floyd. This social issue inspired the founder to begin a student-led organization to make an impact on campus and in the community.
That's when I kind of had the idea of like I could create this group on campus to bring awareness to all these social issues happening in the world and then help our students on campus that face those issues too. Campus for Change also focuses on serving its community and its campus with volunteer work. We focus on helping a lot of different places in the community, primarily churches, and then also we do a lot of things on campus. But the organization's newest project is one that has not been attempted on campus in nearly 100 years. The time capsule is our newest one that we're hoping to have finished by the end of this semester. Remembering the early 2020s and the struggles of the pandemic. They can add pictures in. We want to do a lot with the masks because of COVID, letters that students can open later on, and so we're still kind of gathering all that stuff up right now, and we're looking to put it up on campus kind of under the tree up here on Dariana. And the capsule will be unearthed 10 years later to change more lives on campus and remember the Bears who once called it home. In Pikeville, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Mills said the time capsule will be placed near the tree at Dariana Hall and will include pieces from students as well as faculty and staff. The U.S. and its allies believe Russia is preparing to escalate its attacks on eastern and southern Ukraine. Senator Mitch McConnell took a step away from discussing tornado damage in western Kentucky today to talk about Ukraine. McConnell said he thinks the Biden administration is stepping up its efforts to help and support Ukraine. He said the U.S. goal should be the same as Ukraine's: defeat Russia.
The goal is to win, to defeat the Russians in Ukraine. That's the Ukrainian goal. It should be our goal. And I think we need to help them and stick with them until they defeat the Russians.
McConnell was in Mayfield, where he met with local leaders to assess tornado relief. Of course, back in December, an EF3 tornado left a devastating track through parts of western Kentucky. Kids 5 to 11 may soon be eligible for a COVID-19 booster shot. Pfizer and BioNTech plan to submit for emergency use authorization. Company researchers say results from a study reveal a third vaccine dose in that age group shows high immune response. Research found a 36-fold increase in antibodies against Omicron among those being tested.
To be up to date on your vaccines would include a booster. That hasn't been the case for 5 to 11-year-olds because there is no authorized booster yet for that age group. This may change that.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says it's unclear right now how many COVID-19 cases are in the United States due to so many at-home tests and those who are infected but have no symptoms. Another COVID-19 subvariant is causing a new spike in cases in some areas across the U.S., but as the country tries to live with the potentially deadly virus, health and technology experts are working to mitigate risks. The Biden White House recently released a so-called Clean Air in Buildings Challenge, laying out a roadmap for building owners to inspect and maintain their HVAC systems, circulating outdoor air indoors, and enhancing air filtration.
We also have to think about how many kids are going to be in that classroom. What are they doing in that classroom?
The American Rescue Plan passed last year provided $122 billion to schools. The White House says those funds can be used for ventilation and filtration upgrades. Unvaccinated Delta Airlines employees do not have to pay more for their health insurance anymore. CEO Edward Bastian announced the company has dropped its $200 monthly surcharge for workers who refuse to receive a COVID-19 vaccine. The surcharge ended this month. The CEO said he believes COVID-19 is becoming a seasonal virus, and that's why the company made the decision. Build it and they will come. That's the hope, at least, as the folks who own the iconic site where the movie Field of Dreams was filmed look to expand the site. The company Go the Distance Baseball bought the Field of Dreams movie site last year, and now they want to add more baseball fields, team dormitories, a hotel, and an outdoor concert amphitheater. That's nearly 100 acres in addition to the original 190-acre site. It's slated to cost $80 million, all be done by the end of next year, and create 170 new jobs. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, looking for ways to pad your pocketbook? We've got you covered. Our consumer team has suggestions for you to bring in some extra bucks.
And some cooler temperatures on the docket tonight, but nicer weather heads our way as soon as your Good Friday. I've got the latest coming up.
WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose.